Welcome to the People's Impact News with your host, Marjorie Kelly. Brought to you by the Baton Rouge Weekly Press, a people's publication serving Baton Rouge and surrounding areas.
And welcome to the People's Impact News. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you, our viewers in Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas, as well as those of you who view us via satellite and by way of YouTube, for making the People's Impact News one of your frequently watched programs in the year 2013. Now, in September of 2013, I started coming into your home, bringing you the news of the Baton Rouge Weekly Press, as well as other pertinent and interesting local, national, and international stories. You welcome me, Soul of the South, MeTV, and the Baton Rouge Weekly Press into your home, and you helped us to stay on the air. And I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you, Baton Rouge, for having us as your newest news station. The People's Impact News broadcast is a news show, and we would never have made it without the support of you, our faithful viewers. Now, I hope that you have been impacted and encouraged by all of the stories and the information that we brought to you on last year. This year, however, we hope to make the People's Impact News even more informative, encouraging, and impactful. Now, I'm going to ask all of you viewers to do something very important for me. I'm asking that you contact us and tell us what you think about our show, as well as what you feel will make the show better. Like the Weekly Press newspaper, which is a people's publication, People's Impact News is your news show, and we want to make sure that you get the most out of it. So please give us a call at 225-775-2002, or you can email me directly at mlktheweeklypress@yahoo.com. We want to hear from you because we understand that your information and feedback is vital to what we're trying to do here. Now, 2013 was the first year for us, and it was a good run. However, we want 2014 to be our best year yet, and we need your help. So I look forward to hearing from you and to hearing your constructive comments, ideas, and suggestions. So as we move right along, what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at the focus of the People's Impact News, as well as our top 5 topics for 2013. Okay, as we look at this special edition of the People's Impact News, I would just like to thank you once again for a great time. First of all, I would like to tell you all about the Baton Rouge Weekly Press. The Weekly Press is a free publication, and the paper has been in print for almost 40 years now, and it is normally out each Friday of the week. Now, the paper is distributed at local stores, libraries, banks, and other business establishments. Nonprofits and churches are also included throughout the area. And if you would like to be one of the distribution sites, please feel free to contact us. Additionally, you may also subscribe to the paper by internet or on our webpage at www.theweeklypress.com. For more information on where to obtain your paper weekly, you can contact us once again by phone at 225-775-2002 or email us at theweeklypress@yahoo.com. Okay, I want to tell you a little bit about the structure of the Baton Rouge Weekly Press. First of all, our front page news is the place where all of the most impactful stories are. Now, sometimes these are stories that are local, or they may be things that are going on nationally or internationally for the current week. There's a specific section in the Weekly Press dedicated solely to local and state topics also. And it is our goal to keep you informed on the things that make a difference in your world locally as well as abroad. Additionally, there's a commentary section, a business section, a religious section, and a sports section. That's my favorite. The paper is also the perfect place to advertise your business, church, or any other news that you need to get out to the public. So advertising with the weekly press helps us to keep bringing you this free publication, and you can also sponsor this show and advertise your business right here on WLFT TV, as you can make sure that I can continue bringing you your news your way. Okay, after this station identification break, we're going to come right back and we're going to give you our top 5 topics for the People's Impact News in the year 2013. So I'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. We had a great year in 2013, and we would like to go over the top 5 topics of the People's Impact News. But before we begin, you know that it's a must that we check out the weather here in our beautiful city of Baton Rouge, because that's the way we begin the People's Impact News. Now, the weather has been doing some strange things all over the world, and we have been no exception to the rules of Mother Nature. It's officially winter time in Baton Rouge, and we can feel the chill of the season now. Right now, the temperatures in and around town are in the mid-50s, and it's partly cloudy and a bit windy. Now, the nighttime temperatures are expected to go down to the low 20s beginning on Thursday and dropping down to 27 and then vacillating to 25 by Monday. On Friday, it's set to be sunny and cold with a slight possibility of rain on Saturday. However, by Sunday, there is a 100% chance of rain for that day, and it will continue on into the coming week. So keep your umbrellas close by and stay bundled up, because we are starting off cold and wet. Okay, now we're going to move into our topics for 2013, our top 5 topics. And since we're on the weather, this is a great place to start. Now, I would like to officially announce that we had no hurricanes in the year of 2013. There were a few tropical storms that raised their heads momentarily, but none lived to make enough impact to be remembered in the history of 2013. So as we continue to bring you basic weather this year at People's Impact News, we want to make certain that you are properly prepared for your week, because the weather impacts everything that we do, and we always want to make sure that you are ready for whatever is coming your way. So this is a good place for us to just keep right on going and continue this special episode of the People's Impact News and our top 5 topic countdown. Here we go, our top 5 topic countdown. Now, in the number 5 slot, as we look at our top 5 news topics in 2013, we have at number 5 the governmental shutdown. That's right, from October 1st through the 16th in the year of 2013, the United States federal government entered a shutdown and curtailed most routine operations after Congress failed to enact legislation appropriating funds for the fiscal year of 2014. On a continuing resolution for the interim authorization of the appropriations for the fiscal year of 2014. Now, regular government operations resumed on October the 17th after an interim appropriations bill was signed into law. But during the shutdown, approximately 800,000 federal employees were indefinitely furloughed, and another 1.3 million were required to report to work without known payment dates. Now, only those governmental services deemed as accepted under the Deficiency Act were continued, and only those employees deemed as accepted continued to report to work. Now, the previous U.S. Federal government shutdown was in 1995 through 1996, and it was 16 days long. The shutdown of October 2013 was the third longest governmental shutdown in the U.S. history. Now, after the 18-day shutdown in 1978 and the 21-day shutdown in 1995 through 1996. So that was a really big thing for us in 2013, this governmental shutdown, but thank God it didn't last too long and we're back to business as usual. Okay, now as we move along to our number 4 spot in our top 5 countdown, and Cats Transit. The cats meow purred loudly throughout the year of 2013 as it went through all kinds of changes. Now in April, Cats then CEO Brian Marshall resigned, and the story just continued to be more and more interesting as several board members also resigned, and the board was deemed by some of its own members as everything from incapable to unethical. Now that there has been an apparent cleanup to the board, hopefully in the coming year, Cats will get the right group of people together and make the necessary changes to keep this transit rolling, because so many of people here in our city rely on it to move them from place to place. So we hope that Cats will get it together in 2014. All right, 2013 brought us some great losses, and it would appear that the number here was 95 because we lost 2 very great men at the age of 95 years old in 2013. Okay, in our number 3 slot, Nelson Mandela and also the Reverend T.J. Jemison. The world lost 2 great men here, and they both lived to the tender age of 95 years old. Now, Nelson Mandela, civil rights activist and South Africa's first black president, dies at age 95. Mandela spent 27 years in prison. He was a freedom fighter, prisoner, moral compass, and South Africa's symbol of the struggle against racial oppression. Now, Nelson Mandela emerged from prison after 27 years to lead his country out of decades of apartheid. He died on Thursday, December the 5th, 2013, and his message of reconciliation and not vengeance inspired the world after he negotiated a peaceful end to segregation and urged forgiveness for the white government that imprisoned him. As the title of Mandela's book states, he did have a long walk to freedom. However, he touched and changed many lives as he passed this way. So we salute the life of Nelson Mandela, 1918 through 2013. Well, Baton Rouge had our own civil rights activist and messenger from God in the Reverend Dr. T.J. Jemison. Dr. T.J. Jemison was also a civil rights icon, known as the architect of the 1953 Baton Rouge boycott, which later served as the nonviolent protest model for the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. in Montgomery, Alabama. And he died on Friday, November 15th. In 2013. Now, Jemison pastored the Mount Zion First Baptist Church on East Boulevard here in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for more than 50 years. And he was also a longtime leader of the National Baptist Convention. He was 95 years old at the time of his death, and we are happy that he passed this way, and we salute once again the life of the Reverend Theodore Judson Jemison. Okay, now this brings us to our number 2 spot on our 2013 5 topics, which we want to continue with you, but it seems that this might be a good time to take another station identification break. But don't go anywhere, we'll be right back for number 2 and finally our number 1 spot. Hey, there you are. Welcome back to this special episode of the People's Impact News, where we're doing our top 5 news topic countdown. And right now, we're on spot number 2. So, our number 2 spot in our 2013 topic countdown is Obamacare. That's right, Obamacare. We've been talking a lot about Obamacare. And now the interesting thing about Obamacare for Louisiana is that our governor, Bobby Jindal, initially flat out rejected Obamacare and is still not completely on board. He has refused to implement the federally mandated health care exchange here in Louisiana, and Governor Jindal says that he is just going to keep on ignoring it. However, I don't know how well this is going to work, as it seems that the Affordable Health Care Act is not going away. In light of the closing of the major charity hospital systems in this area and the current economic standing, Obamacare is sure to be a continuous spotlight in the news, and we will continue to let you know how that is impacting you, the city of Baton Rouge, and the state of Louisiana. So it'll be interesting to keep following Obamacare. All right, are you ready? We are now moving into our number 1 topic for 2013. Give me a drum roll, please. Now, you all know here at the People's Impact News, we support our Baton Rouge and Louisiana sports teams. While 2013 was a good year for our beloved Saints, yay, go Saints, and we're not finished yet. And our Fighting Tigers, who just won that Outback Bowl, and we're so proud of the Tigers. But the real story is that the Cardiac Cats, that's right, the Southern University Jaguars, they may have been down, but as I told you many, many times, they were not out. They had a shaky start, and I must admit that things did look a little bit dim. But we must always keep in mind that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes we lose in the beginning, but as one linebacker team member advised his quarterback at the time of loss, there are many more games to play, and we could see those guys again, and indeed they did. The team that Daniel Brown was referring to when he sought to cheer up Dre Joseph, the quarterback for Southern University, was Jackson State's team. And they had a really hard loss to Jackson State initially. However, they did meet again in the SWAC championship game, and this time it was different because Dre Joseph and all of the Southern University team walked away with Coach Odom as the SWAC champions for 2013. Yay, Jags, way to go. The Jaguars were blown out in their season opener by FBS opponent, the University of Houston, with a score of 62-13 in the very arena where they ended their season in victory. Now, the next week, they were crushed by the FCS foe, Northwestern State University, with a score of 55-14, and the wheels looked to be coming off. But Southern rebounded, winning 8 of its final 10 games and 6 of its last 7, and the Jaguars came into the contest on the 4-game winning streak. Now, Southern's coach, Dawson Odom, used a stay positive approach with his team, even during the turbulent times, and apparently this worked for the team. There's a lot to be learned here from the Jaguars last season. Now, they were the epitome of a die-hard team, and it takes teamwork to make the dream work, and that's why Southern University had their dream to come true. A few times we thought that they had gone into cardiac arrest, but on every occasion they were resuscitated and they came back to life. Now, we don't know how many lives a Jaguar has, but we are certainly glad to see that they stayed alive in 2013. And all I can say is there's no stopping those Jaguars, and they have taught us all a valuable lesson about life. Sometimes we win, Sometimes we lose. But the main thing is keeping the right attitude and playing the game well until the finish. Now, stay positive and know that every failure or defeat is a stepping stone for the next victory. Okay, Baton Rouge, 2013 was a really good run, and we're believing that the best is yet to come in 2014. In the meantime and in between time, remember that you have the ability to make a difference in your family, in your community, in your world. So let's make an impact on lives in 2014. Stay positive, stay encouraged. Happy New Year, and I'll see you next week.